Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cabbage Patch Soap. My name is Laura, and today we are going to be making another layered soap. I'm just getting the camera straightened out. Let's just see if I can get this. I had to move everything around on the table, so I just got to get it all set back up the way it was, hopefully. Yeah, that might not work like I thought. Okay, never mind. I guess we're going to have it crooked. Um, let's just try. There we go. Anyways, we're making a violet scented layered soap and also cutting the the cinnamon soap. However, I believe we're going to have to remake that one. So this one might be a 2-for-1 special if the cinnamon soap doesn't turn out. Um, let's get this here. Hi, Wanda. Welcome. Hi, Barb. Welcome. How are you guys doing? I hope you're having a good week. All right. I'm going to grab my gloves. Here they are. So I had a lot of extra stuff to set up today since, like I said, I think I need to remake the cinnamon soap. And so I'm a little bit behind, so I apologize for that. Hi, Stacy. Welcome. Okay. All right. So let me also get my face shield down. Oh, and I guess I'll stick blender. Here it is. All right. Everything else I think I have. Well, I guess I should get also um spatulas. Okay. All right. There. And maybe a whisk. Yeah. So I basically had everything. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Oh, my whisk. The coating is coming off. All right. So I've got my face shield. I want to set a couple things down because I want to set up my little side table real quick because I've got extra stuff for the other soap. I have a little bit less room, so let me just set up my little side table here. There it goes. Okay. All right, everything is over here. So later on when I can't find it, you guys know where it is. All right. So let's see what you guys are saying. Hi, Lorna. Welcome. Tomorrow's your birthday. Happy birthday. Good thing the box got there in time for your birthday. Okay. I'm going to get out the cinnamon soap. So here is the layered pink cinnamon soap. Ooh, cake, even better. All right, so um, here's what I think happened. Is remember how we were putting out? I was measuring out um the fragrance oil. I didn't have my little pipettes here that I usually would use to measure out small amounts. They look like this, and it's because they were in another room, and I didn't want to disrupt the live to go get them. I really should have though, because I think the fragrance oil started to like I said, they'll sometimes seep out of the soap, but they'll get reabsorbed. And when I pulled this out of the mold, it looks like it did reabsorb, but because it seeped out a little bit, it seems like the layers might have started separating. So see that little spot like right there. So it looks really cool, but I have a feeling it may not hold up. So just in case that happens, I've got everything here that we need to make another batch of the soap. And then what we'll do is we'll also make the violet. So we'll get like a 2-for-1 special today. Looks like a layered strawberry cake. Yeah, it does. Looks delicious. Zooey was happy because he had cat toys in the box. That's right. You can't forget the kitty cat. It's funny how they love catnip so much. Okay, so we'll take a look at this and see. All right, so I mean, it looks cool, but see here, like when I tilt it, you can see the shiny. And again, that's not gonna like hurt anything, but I have a feeling that like this feels okay. Well, I'm getting gold on it now. Anyway, this feels fine. This feels okay. It's wet, but then here this feels soft, and this is the one I think that these two are the ones we were having trouble with. As you go up, you can see as I added more white. So I remixed my white, so hopefully that will help. Um, but also, I pre-measured all of the fragrance oils and everything, so it looks really pretty. But I don't know if this is gonna hold up through the cure process. We'll find out. I'll still go ahead and set it aside and let it cure, but I have a feeling that I'm not going to be happy with the quality of this one, and I'll be glad that I remade it. So that's what those bars look like. This is what the end pieces look like. It's really pretty. Thank you, Barb. It looks delicious, Wanda. I know. That's the problem. It's the problem. They look edible, but if you eat it, you get sick. So it's very disappointing. Let's see here. Yeah, it's like cracked to them. Yeah, cats really like catnip. Yeah, get a cake. What's your favorite kind of cake? Okay, I'm just setting this on the shelf real quick. Red velvet. Ooh, with Brahms ice cream. Ice cream is good also. I used to make birthday soaps. They were the gemstones. So each month there was like the different gemstone for that month of the birthday. I might even have a couple left, but I think what would be more fun is to make cake shaped soap. That might be more fun. And then just somehow relate it to each month. Maybe do like gemstones, but in cake form. That would be fun. Yeah, that's true. We do only have a limited amount of time. Making brownies. Ooh, brownies are good. Do you like the middle pieces or the crunchy outer pieces the best? I think that's the American version of the. Do you put the clotted cream on top of the jam or the other way around? All right, put this in here. Okay, got that put back. Okay, get the soap off this table. You like the crunchy edges? Yes. I like both, so I'll usually get a piece of each. To be honest, I sometimes wonder what I'm missing out on if I get one or the other, so I get both. All right. Or what you could do, make the pan of brownies all for yourself and just cut it in half. And then you have two pieces, and both pieces have the outside edge and they have the gooey middle. So can't go wrong with that. Maybe. Hopefully. All right. Oh, I'm going to need. I want. No, let's not do that. Okay, I'm going to get the extra containers. I was thinking I could mix it straight into those small glass containers, but I don't think that's going to work. I just don't. I think it'll be a little bit too full to mix, and then I'll be mad at myself for not doing it right the first time. Okay. Any kind of brownie? Yep. They're good. All right, so these were just washed, so let me set them aside here. Get this out of the way. Running out of places to put things because I have twice as much of everything out here. Okay. I'll just turn this upside down for a minute. All right, so what we're going to do here is mix the light water in here as usual. Oh, the little ice tray thing. Yeah, where you put the brownies in. I've seen that. It's like a little grid thing that you put down over the batter, and then they cook, and they're all like perfect brownies. I've seen that. I'm gonna fix something here. Okay. All right. So enough of my waffling about. Let me get this all set aside. So here's what we're gonna do. I've got the fragrances divided up into here. This is a cinnamon. Okay. And what I'm going to do is, after we mix the lye water into the oils, I'm going to take the colors and mix them. Well, actually, we don't need to do that. I can do it in the containers. But anyways, we'll put this into each one of the colors and then mix them. So let me start with that. And this is a cinnamon I'm using. So I got that. I got the white already set aside. I got my stick blender. Okay, let me put the face shield on real fast. Okay. So, after we make this one, we'll do the violet, and I'll show you the details for that. Brownies are pretty good with ice cream on top too, in case you needed more reasons to eat brownies. Okay, so here is the lye water. So I already got the sea salt and everything in it. I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm annoyed by this camera not being perfect. Okay, that's good. Okay, I keep frustrating myself because I put I set the camera up, and then I could have it like facing exactly where I want it to be, but I got a late start and I didn't get a chance to center the camera, and so I feel like I'm always going off screen. All right, we're just going to mix this just a little bit. There's a little bit of unmelted oil in there, which is fine. It's melting. And just like before, we're not going to try to get this to trace or anything. We're just going to get it mixed, because it's going to get a lot of mixing after this. Because that cinnamon, now that we know, it does not accelerate at all. So we end up doing a lot more mixing than I think we're going to need to. Okay, let me just get this. All right. Okay. These two look fine. This one needs more, and I put too much in this one. So I'll go back and forth a little bit. A tiny bit in each of these. Okay. All right, so that looks good. And what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and put the fragrance in now, since I know it's not going to accelerate anything. Okay. And I'll just kind of mix it in by hand a little bit here. It's just so it's not sitting on top. Okay. All right. And then we'll get the colors mixed in. And we've got the gold. Oh, you know what? I need to get the individual bar mold. Here it is. I'm going to leave the bar from last time in there. I'm going to give it a little extra time to kind of set up. Yeah. I want to give it as much time as possible, since we already know that it's going to be soft based on what we just did. So there's the individual bar. It's got like that whipped look on top. Okay, I'm going to set this over here. All right, so let's start with the first one, the first layer. Oh, you know what I didn't get? I'm just everywhere today, guys. I'm sorry. I forgot the molds. All right, we got that. Okay, now Now we can start. All right, so um, just like last time, got the Maya Gold for the in between the layers. For the pink side, we're gonna use this rose pink, which looks like that, and Trial by Fire Red, which is this very true red color. And we'll be using titanium dioxide to lighten the layers. And I'll get this over here for the red. Okay, it's starting to get thick, so we gotta hurry. Anyway, I got some spoons over here this time to kind of help me get the mic out. Figured I'm going to be more careful this time around. I might as well be careful about everything. Okay, we don't need very much red because this red is really, really potent. That's probably more than enough. Okay, add a tiny drop of white to this. Just a tiny drop like that. And a tiny bit of the pink because we want our eyes to kind of see the change from the pink to the red instead of it going like being two separate entities. It's going to look more cohesive just a little bit. Well, I need a tiny bit of this. Okay. Hopefully that works. So let's try mixing in before this turns solid on me. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think I'm going to stop there. I'm going to get the spatula here and just kind of clean it out between colors so that I don't make the next one too dark. Yeah, there we go. All right. Anyways, we'll scrape this down. I'm just going to make sure there's no like pockets of color stuck down in the corners. Make sure we don't have any like uncolored soap in there. This is a pretty good consistency, I think. Not too thick yet. So let's pour that in there. But it looks well mixed, and I'm not seeing that weird separation that we were getting on the colors that had more fragrance in them. Let's put a little more in there. And then we'll put the rest in that sample bar over here. Okay, I'm just scraping it out. Yeah, you guys can see. Okay, good. I'm just going to scrape it all off into here. All right. Okay, I'm going to end up fiddling with this until everything else turns solid, so I better quit here. We just kind of flatten this out a little bit. There we go. Get it to fill the whole mold. Tap out air bubbles. Okay. Next, we need to add the gold to the top. And I got a spoon for the gold. Beautiful color. Thank you, Barb. Yeah, glad it looks better. Me too. I mean, the other soap might turn out fine, but I didn't want to like wait for it to cure to find out the hard way that it didn't, basically. So, okay, that's good. So I come up way up high up here and I tap it like this, and that helps it spread. I'm gonna turn it this way. Do it again. Kind of give a good even coating. Okay, that looks good. Then I just blow off the extra off the edges. There we go. Perfect. And now you see we've got all this pretty gold down here. All right, I got to get moving. So the next one, here's this, just like before, tiny, tiny drop of red. Trying to get it out there, just like that much maybe. Okay, and then we're gonna add more of the pink this time. don't know if I need that red anymore. Okay, I think we're done with the red. More of the pink this time, so it's more pink and less red. Okay, like that. But now we need to add a little bit of white, like before, but more this time. Whoops, I just got white all over my shirt. Okay, we'll stop there because this white is also pretty potent. And all right. Okay, that is definitely lighter than the layer below it. So I'll probably stop there. Stick that in there, get the spatula. We're going to scrape the sides down and kind of scrape out the corners, make sure there's nothing, no pockets of color hiding down there. And then pour on this layer. Okay. All right. Okay, the other one below it is firming up nicely, so that's good news. Okay, I'm going to pour in as much of this as I can and level it out. Okay. This could probably stand to have a little more in that back corner there. There we go. Okay, perfect. Now I need the gold again, and we'll put some more gold on top. Don't fall. The gold is threatening to fall. I'm going to try just carefully placing it in there. Okay. Let's go over the top of it like this. And turn this way so I can see better. Okay. Blow the gold off the corners like that. All right. Okay, next color. The same pink as before. We don't need the red this time. And we need a little more white than last time. So there we go. And then we will mix this and we'll see how it looks. And then that's a little bit light, I think. So we put a little more pink in. We'll just add a little at a time and see approximately what the color looks like. That's a little better. Let's try a little bit more. Okay. Tiny more. That's close. It's almost right where I want it. So, okay. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to stick on this. Hopefully that will help bring the colors out. There. Yep. Yeah, see, compared to this color, it's lighter, but it's not like white. Okay, let's get this. And just like before, scrape out the corners, scrape on the sides. Okay, and then we're going to do just like before, pour this in. Okay. Okay. Just be a little bit more in that corner over there. Getting out the air bubbles. And gold. Let's get this up high. Turn it this way. Okay. Blow all the gold off the edges here. Okay, perfect. All right, now we're going to add mostly some white to this. And we've got some pink already on the stick blender. So I'm going to just see, because I don't want this to be like the same color pink as the last one. So you got to be really careful how much we add. Okay, that should be more than enough. And I can always add more white if I need to. Yeah, that's getting pretty close. So a little more white. Okay, and then we will stick on this. Okay, I'm just comparing it to this pink, and you can see it's definitely a shade or so lighter, maybe a tiny bit more white. Tiny bit. Perfect. Okay. We'll stop there while we're ahead, and I'll get as much of this off of here as I can because I don't want to make this pink darker if I can avoid it. Just making sure there's nothing stuck in the corners, nothing on the sides. Oops. All right, and then carefully pour this on here. Okay. All right. Yeah, this does much better. None of that weirdness going on from last time. Okay, perfect. Just gonna get into those corners. Okay, and looks like we have a little bit left in here. I can scrape out maybe. I think this will fit. I don't want to overflow it, but I think this will be okay. Okay, that looks good. What I'll do next is we'll take a tiny bit of this gold, put a tiny bit on top, and swirl it with a chopstick, just like we did last time. Like we did with the other ones also. There we go. Perfect. Let me grab my chopstick. I think I put it away for some reason. Here it is. I put it away. All right. I'm going to go, okay, making sure I'm on, still in frame there. Okay, we're just going to carefully swirl this. That way, and then this way. There we go. All right, so now, let's see, can I use a soap that does not cure? Yeah, yes, I can. It'll cure, it just might not be like firm. There's a lot of different things that happen if you put in certain fragrance oils or just amounts of things. I can either rebatch it, so I could like grind it up and add it to another batch of soap. That's what most people do. It works really good. Or honestly, since it's just like the fragrance oil and stuff that's in there, and it's not it's not like lye heavy or anything. I can technically just use the soap and just make it like a personal bar of soap so that it doesn't get wasted. So I mean, yeah, I can rebatch it, but I mean, there's nothing really wrong with it. It just doesn't look nice, and it doesn't look as nice as I would want it to. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It might be totally fine in a few weeks when it cures, or it might not be. But my experience has been when the soap looks like that, where it's a little bit, the fragrance oil doesn't absorb after a couple of days. My experience has been that the bars always kind of, they don't feel quite right, and I don't like that. I don't want people to, pick up a bar of my soap and think, oh, what's that weird texture or whatever. It'll clean just fine, but when you first pick it up, it'll be kind of weird. And I don't want that. So I want you guys to like the soap that you get and not wonder what's wrong with it. Okay. I'm just cleaning this off because, of course, when we go to make the next bar of soap, it's not going to be pink. And so I want to get as much of this pink off of here as possible. And then I can wipe it down. Just going to get that to settle. Okay, so the next one. And then what I do, of course, with these, I just do this so I'm not wasting the batter. I used to make layered soaps, so I would put this in one of my usual, my regular molds, and then every time I made a soap, I would just add soap to the top of it, like the extra. And then when I was done, I had these really cool layered bars that had like a variety of ingredients and fragrances and stuff, and they were fun. But, okay. Just getting this to kind of get the air bubbles out. Accidentally put too much energy in that one. All right. This is the last color here. It's almost like a strawberry whipped cream or something, huh? And the cinnamon is a good fragrance. It smells really, really nice. It's not too strong, but it's definitely there. There we go. Okay. I'm going to try tapping it. Come on. Like this. Trying to get it to fill the mold more evenly. Okay. There we go. Just going around on the edge here. It's kind of coming up that edge where I tapped it before. Then what I'll do is take my... Where did my toothpick go? Did I drop it? Not toothpick. Chopstick. What did I do with my chopstick? Let's see here. Love the colors on the cut soap. Thank you, Patty. Oh, hi, Patty. Welcome. You are here. Sorry, I wasn't looking up earlier because I was focused on the soap here. Trying not to get it to let it solidify. Yeah, when you resin your layer your resin. Yeah, it is still usable as soap in this case. It depends on like what causes the problem. So in this case, yeah, it's definitely still usable. Probably it just, you know, if it's not what you're expecting, then I'm not happy with it, and I feel the need to remake it. Okay. So normally I swirl the top of this little mini bar, but I set it down. Do you guys see what I did with my chopstick? Am I just like staring right at it and not seeing it? Suspicious. I'm gonna double check and see if maybe I set it down over here. I can just grab another chopstick. It's not like I don't have more of them, but I thought I set it in the container with the soap batter, but it's not there. I didn't walk away with it. Yep. Okay, well, let me go get a new one, I guess. That's bizarre. No, I must have set it. Here it is. Oh, haha. It's right behind the stick. I have the stick blender here, and it was like up against it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let me try this again. Scoot that out of the way. Get a tiny, tiny bit of this gold. Okay. And then, just a second here. All right, so I'm just going to swirl this one a little bit. Just kind of get these colors to kind of, I don't know, do something interesting. There we go. Got like a little star swirl pattern. Okay. Now I got this over here. The chopsticks over here. Everything's over here. Oops. Now I'm getting soap batter on stuff. Let me clean this up. Let me get my other towel as I frustrate myself. Okay. That's what I get, right? All right, so that is done. So what we're going to do is I'm going to set this aside so it's out of the way, and we can start on the next one, the blue with the violet fragrance. And here's how this one turned out so far. So we'll see. We'll see how it looks on, what day are we on? It's Monday, isn't it? Yeah, we'll find out on Thursday how that looks. So here's this. And what I'm going to do is put on some new gloves. I'm also going to wipe some of this stuff down because there's a lot of like pink and red and stuff. I just don't want that to transfer to the blue. It probably won't be noticeable, but just in case, I mess up, make it not as bad. Okay. Is there something on your coffee table? They find ways, like you're working with something and it's just like, oh, this will be fine. I'm going to set it right here, and then you go back a few minutes later and it's just mysteriously gone. And it's like they grow legs and walk away sometimes. I don't know how or why it happens, but it does. Okay. I'm just moving the stuff out of the way here, guys, so I don't moving aside the mica bags, and so I've got like, these. I'm just moving them aside. Also, I forgot to mention, I got these from Nurture Soap. So if you guys like the colors, you want to try them. I know that some of these do good in resin, as well as soap and stuff. So um, if you want to try it out, I do have an affiliate link down below where it doesn't cost you anything extra to use. It just helps me out. But if you guys want to try their colors, you can. And you can kind of see, hopefully the camera's picking the colors up properly so that you can actually tell what these look like. But yeah, their colors are really, really pretty. And they have a lot of like shimmery and like two-tone colors. I don't use them a whole lot in my soap just because they don't always, like, because the soap is opaque. It's like it's not clear like resin. It doesn't show up the same way as it would in resin. They're not quite as dramatic looking until you wash with them. So let me just take. I see. Oh yeah, and yeah. Also, thank you, Stacy. Make sure you guys link your social media so that we can follow and share and support each other. If you have like a Facebook page or a like Instagram or a YouTube channel or something, post it in the chat. Even if you've already posted it in the past, post it again, just so that people in the future will, um, be able to see it. All right, so got new gloves, and what we're gonna do for this one, like last time, Violet Blossom. I don't know if the camera is picking this up or not. Anyways, Violet Blossom, it smells really, really good. Obviously has a violet note. So violet has some other florals in there too, but it's really like a very bright and kind of a little bit on the sweet side type floral. It's very nice. I'm going to be using this Klein Blue. This is a really nice, like a true blue in my opinion. I like it a lot, so we'll use that. And of course, put the gold in between the layers like before, and we'll be lightening it with some white. So let me get these pulled up. And we're going to be making this exactly the same way as we did with the um, cinnamon, except that we're not going to be doing it exactly the same. We're going to be doing it different. What we're going to be doing is, because this is a floral, it's going to probably accelerate this. And usually I do this on purpose because I want the layer that I just made to set up before I pour the next layer on top of it. And it's kind of hard to do. Um, if you're using a fragrance that does not accelerate, kind of like that cinnamon one. If that had been a floral, then the other three pots would have been completely solid before I finished pouring the first one in. Since that fragrance moves so slowly, I knew it was going to be okay. This, on the other hand, is going to become solid in about 5 seconds. So what I'll be doing is dividing the oils up. Like after I mix in the lye water, I'll divide the batter up, and then I'll pour a little bit of the fragrance into each one as I mix it. So I'll get the color and everything how I want it, put the fragrance in, mix it real quick, and then pour it in here because it should start to solidify pretty much right away. And so I'll have to do those individually. And I do have my whisk here and my spatula. Here's spatula. My whisk, the little coating is coming off. I got to put it back on. I need to get a new one. There we go. I just noticed today that it was looking kind of rough. Okay, so let's get this put back together. Make sure the color is off of here. Just cleaning it off real quick. And then let's mix this in. I'm just going to double check before I start. Let me see. Oh, Wanda. You know, it seems really confusing at first until, like, when you actually do it. At least for me, if I actually do something, I learn it really quick because I'm actually doing the thing. Um, but I feel the same way about like resin and the other stuff that you guys do. I'm like, wow, how do you remember all this stuff? But then I realized, well, if I was actually doing it, I'd probably be able to retain some of the information at least. I'm gonna go ahead and pour this in. But yeah, I learned pretty quick. I heard that florals could accelerate. It wasn't until I went to make a really nice batch of soap and it pretty much turned solid on me, and I was like, whoa, I'm never doing that again. It's like trauma, something bad happens and you never forget. So kind of like with these fragrances that that decelerates and slow down the trace. I know now that I'm going to have to measure them all out beforehand so that I don't suffer in the future. Okay, so this is just barely mixed. I'm going to go ahead and divide off the portions here. Hopefully I am in frame. Looks like I am barely. Okay. If I was a professional, I would have the table marked, but I'm not, so I don't. Okay, it looks like these two have too much, so I'm going to pour a little off. Another thing you can do, instead of going by eye like I just tend to do, you can always take out a scale and like actually weigh the ingredients. But I feel like personally, that's something that ends up like taking a few seconds longer, and then I just don't have time for, and I end up stressing because I'm trying to do math on camera, and then I screw up. So yeah, so I just do it this way. I guess if I did it once though, I would know beforehand. I would know, okay, this is gonna, because it's the same recipe, this is gonna weigh X amount, so I know to pour off this much and this much. But yeah, maybe that'll be something I can try in another video when I feel more braver. Okay, so let's try some of this blue in here. Oh yeah, the kittens channel. Thank you, Stacy. Getting a new fence put up. They cut your wire. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Wanda. Yeah, the kittens are super cute. It seems like this year there's been a lot more kittens than normal, and not in a good way. Like they a lot of tragedy this year. But we are going to pull through. So here is what the blue looks like on the stick blender. You can see I got a little bit of this white here, just like a drop, just because I want it to, like when I add the white to the other ones, I want this to look kind of cohesive. So if I didn't do this, it would look like blue and then like blue with white added. Like you'd be able to tell. But by adding just a drop of white, it kind of prevents that. All right, so now comes the stressful part. Okay, so after this, of course, I'm gonna have to not watch the screen because nothing sweeter to you than a baby kitten. I know, they're so cute. They're so cute, and they get attached to you. It's like if you've ever seen like ducks following their mom, and they imprint on you like that, and it's the cutest thing. Cats, people talk about cats being like, oh, they're so aloof, they're so independent, and it's like, yeah, try bottle feeding one. You'll never be left alone again. Okay. Okay, this is already thickening up, which is good. I'm gonna get this ready. This should go from like this thin, runny consistency to relatively thick here. Did I add enough? I think it needs a little bit more. It's hard to tell in these dark bottles. I should just use the pipette, but I know I'm going to be adding the whole thing. It's kind of already pre-measured because it's one little container. Okay. Oh, do we have a floral that behaves itself? Wow. Okay. That never happens. Okay, so maybe I won't need to use this. Just a second. Wait just a sec here. I think. I think the coating, the little piece of silicone on there, came off in the batter. If that's the case, I can just pull it out. You know what I could do? See, I could pass it through like a sieve, but this is starting to thicken. Oops, is that it? Let me grab my other sieve, and we'll do that, because It's not going to hurt anything. It's just a piece of silicone, but you know, I'd rather not have it in there. Let's see here. I think I only have my big one. Let me check. Yeah, I only got my big one. Okay. That's fine. Well, it's a good thing this is slower moving. Let's check here. I'm just double checking to see if I can pull it out. I also wanted to stick blend this, but I don't want to stick blend it if that piece is in there. Oh, you know what? It might have. Did I set it in here? No, I didn't. Okay. We'll do the better safe than sorry method. Okay. Got my giant sieve. And we will just pour it straight through there. And hope for the best. It's not going to fit through the sieve, so if it's in here, yep, there it is. It just plopped out. Perfect. Okay. Now you see this. So this was the little piece of silicone. So, like I said, harmless, but again, not something I exactly want in the soap either. So, all right, set that aside. All right, crisis averted. Let me get rid of this whisk. Okay. Gonna scrape this out into here. Get the spatula. Okay. Gonna scrape this out. All right. That should be good. You know. All right. Let's tap this out. Get the air bubbles out. And it dripped down the side. Now, more than likely, the sides are going to get, depending on which side it is, it might get cut off. But I'm going to try to wipe some of that off just so it's not so obvious. That way, if that side of the bar isn't the side that gets trimmed, you won't just see this like obvious like drip going all the way down. Okay, this is taking a minute to solidify, but that's okay. Let's get this gold on top here, and I can set it aside. Okay, time for lots of messy gold. Actually, I need it there so you guys can see. Okay. This is going to look probably pretty big difference you can see between the gold and the blue. So this will really show up. I'm just trying to not to overdo it. Which is hard because, you know, you want it to look pretty, but okay, let me blow the stuff off the sides. There we go. Okay. All right, so now let's do the next layer. This smells really good, by the way. Really, really, really pretty, like violet-y floral scent. I keep smelling it thinking, what's that? And then I realize, oh yeah. Oh, wait, let's get the color in first. Yeah, let's do the color. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually stick blend it now that I know it's not going to turn into soap on a stick right away. Hopefully. Okay, let's put a little bit of this blue in here. What I want to do is make this about the same like potency as the bottom layer, but then add some more white to it to kind of lighten it. And then from there, we'll start adjusting how much blue and white goes in. Okay, that looks good. And then we'll start adding the white. Just shake it. Okay. All right, add some white in here. Just going to compare it with this one. It probably should be a little bit more blue than that. I'll put a little more. Okay. All right, I'll go again, a little more. There, that looks good. Okay, I'm going to stick blend this a little bit, and then we will add the fragrance. I just want to make sure I'm happy with the color, and it looks good to me, so I think that looks fine. Okay, I'm going to stick blend this after I add the fragrance, and then we'll have to quickly scrape it into the mold, I think. I think it's going to behave. If it doesn't, then that's fine. Well, I am still prepared. There we go. That's thickening nicely. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just like before, scrape on the sides, make sure there's nothing stuck in the corners, kind of mix it, and then we'll carefully pour this on top. Now, see, this is starting to solidify a little bit. I'm going to have to break the fall on this for sure. So I'm just going to kind of go carefully. Yeah, that bottom layer looks okay. All right, scrape all that out. All right. That looks good. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is pull over this and start putting the extra in here. Just so that I can move these extra containers out of my way, because it's starting to get a little bit crowded. Okay, there's that one. Okay, got that out of the way. Okay. Okay. All right. So my headset's falling off. Give me just a second here. There we go. All right. Get this back in this place. All right. Let's put this back, and then we'll go to the next color. Alrighty. Okay, so just like before, a little bit of the blue and a little bit more white. I'll check the chat in just a minute. I'm trying really hard not to let this stuff solidify on me. Okay, that's good for the blue. Let's add some white. Oh, I need to add the gold to the top of that one, don't I? Good thing I caught that in time. All right. I'm going to tap it from up high. And turn it. Tap it again. Okay. There we go. We took a little bit more. There's some of that one corner that's not like right in the back corner there where it's not getting any gold. That's better. Okay, there's that. We get right down here. That looks good. I feel like there's a draft. It's drifting in a funny way. There we go. There. That looks good. Okay, so let's check this color. I'm going to check it against the last one. Okay, this one needs more white. It's too close to the previous color. A little more. Okay, that's better. I'm going to mix it one more time to make sure that white really gets mixed in. I'm just double checking it with this other blue. Like it looks okay, but it like looks lighter, but I feel like no, it is lighter. Okay, it's just my imagination. It was had a shadow cast on it. Oh wait, I need that still, don't I? To mix in this fragrance. A little more. There we go. Maybe I get a spatula, mix it. That should be fine too. Okay, making sure there's no colors stuck in the corners. We'll get this fragrance mixed in. All right. Just checking how thick this is getting. Oh, you know why? It's because of all the extra olive oil from the white is making it take longer to set up. Let me just make sure it's not separating. Okay, it's not separating, so that's good. But I think we've hit our limit with how much white we can add to this. All right, so we'll just have to add less blue to the next one, so we don't have to add so much white. It's thickening up. It'll be okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure. Well, you know what? I'm gonna be on the safe side. I don't want to have to make you guys watch me remake another soap. So let's just mix in this with a stick blender. There it goes. Okay, that's more like it. All right, that's a lot thicker. All right, let's go ahead and pour this on top. Actually, let me tap out some of the bubbles first. There we go. All right, you can see all the bubbles popping as I tap it down. Okay. All right, that looks good. Let's stop and level it out here. Okay, we'll set this aside for just a minute. And I will take the rest of this blue and put it in here. Okay, just gonna finish filling this up. There we go. All right, let me just set this off to the side. There we go. All right, so that one is done, and I'm just gonna level this out real quick. Get out some of the air bubbles from this. There we go. All right, that looks pretty good. And we'll put the gold on top. We just have the last layer after this, and the blue should be done. Okay, I'm gonna try not to hit the camera while I do this. Okay. I should really be doing this from even higher up than this, but the camera's right there, and I don't want to bump you guys. Blow the gold off the edges. There we go. I need a little bit in that corner there. Okay. There we go. It's starting to set up nicely. Okay, now we'll do this next one. Just need a tiny bit of this blue. I don't want to overdo it. And we'll do more of the white. Okay, there's probably plenty of blue. Okay, that looks okay. Let me add some of the white, and then what we'll do is I will mix this and see what it looks like, and then see what we need to add. So let me just give it a quick mix. So the way I feel about this is it looks a little bit more green than blue because of the yellow tint of the oils, like the olive oil. I'm going to add a little more of this blue to kind of help, hopefully, get it back to blue. And then if I need to, I can add more white because I want this to be pale blue, not like sea green. Although sea green would be pretty for something else. Okay, that's much better. That's reading blue now instead of green. And then we put a little bit more white to lighten this up a little bit more. I just filled this and it's already fighting me. Okay. I think I made the white a little bit thicker this time so there'd be less oil in it, and I think that's why it's not coming to the top. Okay, let me just check this against the other. Okay, it does need more white, so let me add a little more. There we go. Okay, that's looking better. Let's check it again. Yeah, a little more white. That's the only thing with blues is that blues and like light pinks, when the oil base has kind of a yellowy tint to it, you have to add more of the color and more of the white to get it to look like that color instead of looking yellow. It seems to be because pinks tend to turn orange and blues tend to turn green. All right. Oh yeah, we need to mix in the fragrance, don't we? I don't know if I want to. I'll stick blend it. It'll be fine. And if it's not fine, well, you saw it here. Okay. All right. Okay, that's plenty. Then I will get this spatula, and scrape off the stick blender. Get everything out of here. And then we can put it on top and then do our design and all that. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pour this. I'm going to use the spatula to break the fold just in case. That looks fine. The one below it looks pretty firm. All right. All right. Let's tap that out. Okay, I think I can fit a little bit more in there. Let's just see. Maybe over there. I just don't want it to overflow. There we go. All right, so I take a little bit of the gold. All right, a little bit of this gold. And just a tiny bit over the top. And then we will swirl it. Okay, that looks good. Put the rest back in here. Okay. Of course, I could just make a big mess. That's always an option. Okay, now I need the chopstick. And let's do this way first. There we go. There we are. There we go. Okay, so this is what the violet scented one looks like. Whoops, a little bit too close. And hopefully the colors are being picked up properly. We will cut it on Thursday. Oh yeah, let me get some more, if I can get any more of this soap batter in here on top. So reading what you're saying here. This one's going to be your favorite, Stacy? Oops. Let's see. There we go. Get some more of this in here. I think I want to make one more layered soap before we go on to the other designs. And I think I want to do a teal. or like a bluish green kind of a. Well, I guess it's teal. Anyways, but that's what I'm thinking. Is maybe like a teal or something. Because I've got a couple different pretty teals that we could use. And I don't have a lot of teal soaps, like just plain like teal. Usually if I do a solid color, it ends up being purple or blue or pink or white or something. I have a couple. I don't have a whole lot of like solid one color soaps though, to be honest, because we do a lot of like swirls and designs and stuff. But you know, when I've done them in the past, they've usually been um, something different. Anyways, I'm gonna try tapping this out to get it to flatten out a little bit. Why not? Maybe if I do this first. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then I have a little bit of gold on the side here. Doesn't really need it, but might as well be consistent, right? Okay, there we go. So that one and this one. All right. Well, that was a marathon. I think we got through it though. So we've got both of these stripe soaps. We'll do, hopefully the teal stripe soap will be the last one in the series so that we can do the other suggestions you guys had. I set up a poll. Somehow, I don't know how, but my community tab was opened. It told me I needed 500 subscribers, but I don't know. Maybe it's a glitch and they'll take it away again. Because I used to have it open a long time ago, but before I had a chance to post anything, they took it down, and now it's back. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm at the point now where I'm just not going to question it. But I did put a poll to see which one you want to see out of the ones that were suggested last. It's pretty. Thank you guys. I'm glad you like it. Oh, you know what? I can take off my face mask now. Wow, there we go. Much better. Yeah, and if there's any other suggestions, let me know because I think we could be fun to do some polls. We can still make all the designs, but just switch out the order that we do them. And if there's anything else you guys want to see in the community tab, let me know. Let me just see what you guys are saying. Barb says that the powders for soaps and resin are just amazing. The hardest part of making something is choosing a color to do. I know, it's very true. It's very true. And the other hard part is not buying every single color that the shops have because I want to try them all. That's always, and then when you get them all, it's like overload and you don't know which ones to pick. Let's see what else you guys are saying here. Oh, the house next door's wire was cut, not yours. Yeah, that would have been terrible if it was yours, that's for sure. Oh, you know what? My chats weren't set up. I might have been. If I didn't answer something you guys asked, I apologize. For whatever reason, the default, and I can't get this to change. I've tried. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but it likes to set it up to where it only shows certain chats, like you guys. So a bunch of people might send a message, and then I only see some of them. And every time I start my live, I have to go in and change that, and I forgot to do it today, so I apologize. If you guys said something and I didn't answer, I was not ignoring you. It just didn't show me the chat. So, let me see. I think. Okay, I think we got everything ready for Thursday. So, um, just let me know if you guys have any suggestions on things you want to see me make. I love making the things you guys suggest. So, um, just leave a comment and says yours is always opens the top chat to change it live. Yeah, me too. Exactly. But yeah, everybody have a great night. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. This was a lot of fun. I hope you guys all have a good evening. And I hope to see you guys on Thursday. Have a good night.